Good afternoon. Detective Gable, you're still under oath, and the people may continue with their direct examination.
Okay, I'm mark it 1501 and we're about on page 22.
Don't remember which currency it was, but
Were they complain with generic envelopes?
Yeah,
or they
just-
specific?
no, it's the way. Yeah, actually, I have them. They're just regular envelopes.
How much in U.S. currency? Do you know? Was this like your,
I know there's a
Petty cash.
11, 12,000 in here because he was always traveling,
okay.
and I know those were the three currencies. There was also some euros, but they were. I mean, I don't know how much of each. That's the only thing.
So you think the total was around 11,000?
11, maybe a little more.
Okay, and it sounds like the majority was U.S. currency?
I can't.
Do you know what the denominations were? Were they all over, or was it typically hundreds?
It was all probably all over.
All over, okay.
I don't know how much of each, but it was a lot.
Would you ever use this money for household stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I go in for,
Like your slush funds or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like your ATM machine? Sort of.
It was a fast ATM machine.
Okay.
It was right there.
Okay. And there was some costume jewelry, things that over here, or is that there?
There was some in here,
There was some.
and some of my jewelry box that some was taken, and the top shelf of the jewelry box is missing.
Okay. So before we get there, the jewelry that was taken out of here, did it look like, in your opinion, that they went through and picked out the nicer stuff, or was it like in a certain area? So it was kind of all just kind of straight.
It was all a mess, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Before we start, we're back on the record. Remember I told you you're going to be off tomorrow at 3 because one of you had an appointment? Well, they don't have an appointment anymore. So I think we're going to go to 4 if that's okay. This case is it's taking a little longer than I expected. I want to try and use as much time as I can, as much as I'm looking forward to Christmas of 2026 with you. Is it all right if we go an extra hour tomorrow? I mean, we're not going to 6, we're not going to go to 5, just go to 4. All right, thanks. Thanks. Let's go back, and I apologize to counsel.
And you were telling me earlier, Monica, that your really drawer was here and it was untouched.
And it's not in the safe.
Oh, it's not?
It's in the closet.
So before we go to the
No,
What
nothing
is
in
it?
here was disturbed.
Okay, before we go to the other desk, can we just hit the closet real quick and show us what it is? Show us.
Show your
What it
say.
say.
I mean, now that we cleaned it all up, but I don't think anyone can inherit the safe is here. And every time this mirror opens, I get a text message on my phone.
Oh, you did?
And I
It's got
did.
a sensor in there.
And
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. So you get a text message on your phone?
every time it's open.
Every time that's open, okay. And probably, is
No, just me.
Just
I
you.
get all the text.
that primarily your stuff in there?
We barely use it. We had a couple of gold coins in there, and he had his gun in there.
Okay.
And now our friends took it, his gun.
Yeah, Monica, you had said, I think, on the day, the gun was up
The
here.
gun was up
and
there in
it
his case.
You could see it.
Oh,
You could
what's
see
the
the case, and it was here when we
I
got
think
it.
in here was just the bullets. I think in here.
Also, do you think that
the suspects actually came in here, or do you
I
think
don't
they?
think so, because
They
they've
left.
seen that.
Were there any,
And nothing ransacked in here?
this door was always open, and I would use, Bobby would always put a shoe tree here to keep this open.
Okay, so, yeah.
Since we changed these carpets, this door always closed now.
Oh,
And this
So you changed the carpet, this is
Then
not
she
ready,
came to change the carpets and they painted.
I see.
to me, I was telling you guys before that all the ransack was just in this room. It didn't look like any other part of the house was touched, so.
I just wanted to see how well, like, that's hidden well, that they
Yeah.
be missed. Where did you keep the jewelry?
My jewelry.
The good stuff?
Well, now, I mean, it was hidden behind purses, but now I
Oh.
just put it here because I just went through it.
Okay, so at the time, this
It
was
was
hidden
hidden behind purses.
on this shelf?
Yes.
It's hidden behind,
Yes.
okay,
That's always been there.
okay, all right.
I never put in the safe because I always have to, it takes forever to open that thing and I always would just, I never used it.
Okay, sure, okay. All right, good.
Interesting.
Just want to get an eyeball on that. And then the other, place where drawers were pulled out, I assume is.
So this right here was right here.
Oh,
And
okay.
everything was
just
all
like
on the floor.
Oh,
Everything meaning, I think
Every drawer?
There was some pulled
Clothes,
out.
the jewelry box on the floor. Actually, the
This
jewelry
one.
box ended up over here. We found it here. I found it here the next morning.
Sitting on the, was it there?
on the nightstand?
Yeah. And it,
I think when we were here, it was here, and I think when they printed it, they moved it over there.
oh, then
think
I
that's
don't
what-
know. I don't know. I came back.
But she said,
Yeah, I thought it just jumped out.
You
The
guys have
whole
photos?
top drawer is missing.
so there's a matching, I think I sent it to you, there's a matching,
Like an
drawer
insert
here that-
Yeah.
stuff in
Insert
there.
type thing?
Yeah, that's missing.
And is the drawer like one of those belts,
Yes,
red belt thing?
it has a wooden felt.
And in that, was that primarily rings, bracelets? or-
Yeah, just little things, cufflinks maybe. I can't remember now if there's some good stuff in there, but mostly probably not very
Do you know
expensive.
if anything was taken from the underneath the drawer?
Well, we know his pocket watch is missing and his black diver watch is missing. I think I sent you the picture of it.
Yeah, I sent you that.
Everything on the
one.
property report, everything on
Okay,
the
okay.
property report, okay.
And also money, other things I just can't.
Oh, there was actual cash in here too?
I don't think there was money in that.
Oh,
Not that I can recall. No,
Anything
there
received
wasn't.
from the drawers that you know of?
No. Just my clothes and my clothes in the back. Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, that was one of the issues is, I talked to you about distinct, stuff, and it was just that pocket watch is the only thing that really stood out.
I don't even think it, the pocket watch is probably something, but the diver watch I think was a knockoff.
Yeah.
What brand was it, you know?
That's why I only found the picture, I don't even know.
Well, we have some photographs of some stuff that we cases.
Okay.
So maybe we'll get lucky there.
This is where we.
Now, there was a person that came on my mind, was, I remember there was, some question about pillowcases.
Yeah,
What all those accounted for?
well,
No,
Pillowcases?
we took one, they took one.
They-
We allocated
Our scientific investigation.
Oh, I see, okay.
okay, cause there's three missing, there
I
was
thought,
three
I
missing.
thought someone reported two.
Okay, we took two,
Okay.
so we're thinking that these guys took one.
Okay, which is not unusual for us to use a pillowcase or something to carry.
But it wasn't, there's two pillowcases, but there was a pillow sham. The sham, the whole sham was gone. This is a different, this.
Shan is,
This
you
one.
can put stuff
This
inside.
is a sham. I obviously replaced everything, but it was green.
It's like decorative.
And one was missing, and I thought, the
So,
sham, I took
so
the
there's a
sham.
green one of these missing.
Yeah, but I don't know which ones they took, so I don't know.
Okay. So what's missing then, just so we know,
From what you were
Yeah.
two pillowcases?
Two actual pillowcases, like for pillows, and one
fan
fancy,
or wrap?
one fancy, oh gosh. These are
Well,
different
the
sheets.
ones we took will have identification.
Yeah,
And then a sham, green
They were-
sham.
green and brown.
Decorative.
Yeah, sham.
Do you have a matching one, sham? Yeah.
No, but I have the comforter and it's upstairs, so you could see the pattern if you
Yes,
want.
yeah, I'll take a picture of that for you.
Yeah.
I took a picture of that.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
okay.
And this is the door that was open here, and this is the one.
This is the door that was closed, but how was it? How was it, Jim?
This, I remember looking on the outside, it was just slightly ajar, like maybe this much. But this was open about, maybe a foot or so.
And no other sliders were open?
No,
Just
that was
this
the
one?
only
Oh,
slider.
this is probably how they came.
In this way, or they went out this way?
No,
They
they came in this way.
No, this is how they came in.
They went through the garage and out.
They took off in the car.
Yeah, it's very typical for burglars, when they open a door, unless it's visible to neighbors, to leave it open because they don't want to make that personal noise.
Yeah.
Closing it. So that sounds pretty probable.
Okay.
This is what happened. Okay. Alright.
Okay, so they,
Yeah, if we can sit down and just have some questions for you.
Sure,
You
you
want
can
to-
sit
you
here.
have a couple of chairs we can bring over.
Yeah, sure.
I'm about to go sit here, she can sit in the middle.
yeah.
I didn't work out because
Oh, I haven't been back for a long time,
Oh,
Look for her, yeah.
for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So basically, there's a couple things I'd like to go over with you.
Okay.
And just to give you a little background of why we asked these, we've been working with Gene quite a bit on this, and so we take on the task where we try to understand the knock task force, and based off of this, we've developed, the whole task force developed a list of common things that this particular crew does in order to knock it off. A lot of it comes down to routines, routes, sometimes calls or social media that they use to make sure that they can get away with the crime. So this is some basic questions, and some of the stuff I already had from Gene, your family information, I have all that. Now your home security system, I do understand that the DVR was stolen. I get to see with the garage before we leave.
Yeah.
And did you ever get the name of the security system? So that's is the security system and the camera the same system? Were they installed at the same time? Do you know?
I don't, when we moved in here, there was already a system.
Okay.
It was
Cameras
a-
and DVR.
Cameras and DVR was very old, a big machine.
Okay.
And then, I'm not certain, but I'm sure it's over a year ago, maybe a year, that he was, we gotta get rid of that, so we got a new monitor.
Right.
And the new DVR is very skinny, very thin, skinny like this, and black.
This size?
Yeah,
Kind of like
something
this?
like that, exactly. So it's totally different than the big machine that were in there before. And so the cameras are the same, and the only new thing is the one at the front door.
The new camera. What, you mean the one above the front door?
Yeah,
Okay.
those are the only thing that was different from the one that we.
Do you have a ladder in the garage? Okay.
A ladder?
Yeah.
I do have a ladder.
Would you mind if I take a look at that camera? Because sometimes the camera will have the brand on there.
Yes,
And
please.
the reason we are interested in that is because oftentimes what firms do is they take things and then they sell things. So we're hoping that what they'll do is they'll show up in a pawn shop or something. Of course, they
How
always.
are the currencies that change it? Do they ever report that?
Well, usually, foreign currencies is usually by our bank end to destroy them. They'll just throw them, because there's a record when you exchange it. And there's only a handful of places that actually, you can't just go into a Wells Fargo or a Chase Bank and exchange money. It has to be done at a certain place.
Because I do it all the
Money
time
exchange.
with my Canadian money. Yeah, you have to have your
Yeah.
bank account, you have to have.
Right,
And
yeah.
that's typically why they just stay away from it.
And, yeah, because there's identification that has to be provided. And when you do that stuff, these folks are like, it's not worth it, get it caught. So they just keep that
It
US
was
cash.
worth killing him for something was worth killing him. Why would they kill him? Like, why would they leave?
Well,
I don't know.
typically,
They probably didn't want to call the police. They probably didn't want to get caught.
yeah.
You're coming here to do a burglary and they don't expect anybody to be home. I don't know.
It's not, burglars typically, that's why they go through all these extensive things to make sure that no one's home, so they don't encounter someone. But we weren't here, and you never know what transpires when they run into someone. And It's not unusual that when they run into someone that bad things happen. Sometimes they just run, and sometimes they don't for whatever reason.
If he gets caught, if they get caught in a place like this, and Fabio calls the police, there's not a lot of ways in and out of up here. It's not going out onto Ventura Boulevard or going out onto Victory, and you can blend in. It's kind of a one-way in, one-way out. At least it seems to be that way, looking at the map. And so you get the police coming, a helicopter comes overhead, you can get caught. So who knows what transpired.
So exterior cameras are neat, and it looks like you have motion sensors on all the
Yeah,
rooms.
this is our alarm system, with AT&T.
So,
Digital light.
AT&T?
Yeah.
What was it?
So that's not AT&T.
Oh, when we moved here, there was already a few signs.
So it's AT&T Digital Light?
Digital light.
And that's for the motion sensors for all the, do they work the doors and everything? Now, does AT&T get notified when you're safe with them too, or just you?
I think, well, it's text message to me, I think Digital Life would probably have that.
But then they would
Oh,
probably
show
let
it
you
on
know.
record.
But they would probably let you know, they'd probably go, hey, you're safe. Like, do they
No.
contact you when?
No.
Oh, they don't?
Not when the sensors are, no.
Okay, and they're the sensors only, not, or are they the sensors and the video, or just the sensors?
Sensors only.
Okay.
No,
AT&T
Digital
Digital.
Life, the camera was a closed circuit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'll take a look at the camera, maybe we'll get look in the model. And I mean, just so you know, the camera, if we get lucky on the DVR, they're always good. So it's not like we're gonna hope to get anything good from it, but at least we may find out who pawned it. But they always like them out before they pawn them. Do you have any, so you have AT&T Digital Light for motion. The camera, your digital system, was that you had the monitor in the kitchen? Did you have the ability to monitor those from your phone live? The system didn't have that ability?
I don't know if he does on his phone, but I don't know anything about it because he took care of that. I don't even know the company name. I don't know even what it is.
So you didn't know, and is there any of your daughters, I guess, did any of your daughters have it? Okay. There's a lot of cameras nowadays you can,
Yeah, we didn't see anything on his phone, we went through it.
Okay.
We did. But, I mean, you were with him all the time, if you ever saw him, hey, let me go check the house right now.
No, I actually never. Nothing's ever happened that we said, hey, let's go
So you
rewind
can check on
the
it,
DVR.
Check to see if-
close the garage.
yeah, I did.
Check to see if the kids are home.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Yeah,
that.
like, hey, Isabel's supposed to be at home at 10 this issue. Okay.
No, because they were home. They had to be home.
Okay. Is there a roving patrol in your neighborhood?
I think it was always an ADT car driving around.
Okay.
We have association fees, and I don't know now if they're work for Forest Hills
I
or.
think it was, the ET is for private residences that have.
Yeah, that have the service.
But you don't have this, do you pay
No.
for the ID? Okay.
No,
Now, does and you said that your association provides security, you think?
yeah, well, we have cameras and,
Just
just
camera,
cameras.
oh, the neighborhood.
I saw that when we pulled up, it said you're on closed circuit.
Yeah,
I saw
it
that.
says it loud and clear.
Yeah.
Do you already have the name of your home association?
Well, yeah, well, it's basically the people at the corner.
They run the cameras,
Okay,
yeah,
right.
but I don't know, right now the president is Warren, who's across the street with the little boys. He's the
Oh, right
president.
across the street?
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
president of
okay.
the association.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so Warren, what's Warren's last name? How do you spell that?
SCHACTER, I think.
Okay. And he's, right across the street?
Yes,
And he's the president right now?
right now, the president, yes.
Okay.
Is that the house that had the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, then I said, hey, look at the camera.
Okay. And I noticed you have a cat, you have a dog?
No, two cats.
Two cats. And have both cats accounted for?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have your cell number from you. Do you have a landline?
Yes,
What's the number?
854
854
6055.
Any other phone numbers that are associated with the house that you know?
No, just my girls. We're all on the same account, yeah.
And emails, do you have an email?
Yes,
C-A-L
CAL, MATI,
M-A-T-I Is it underscore or dash?
dash, M-O,
I don't know.
at hotmail.com.
I don't know why I'm asking for this in a second. And then, any other emails?
Well, the girls, they're there.
Okay, the girls in there.
Jesse has them, Bella has them,
Social media. Do you have
I
any
have
social media?
Instagram.
Instagram? Any other? And what's your Instagram? I think you have the Instagram account.
Monica Sementilli or Monica _Sementilli.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. I'll just write down some such things. Just Monica underscore Sementilli.
I know from looking at it, just to ask you anyway, you didn't post stuff like, I'm going to the store, I'm coming home, I'm out to eat on that too much. Did you like?
No, it's more just for family pictures and,
So you weren't really putting your whereabouts or when you're going to be away on,
Do you use it quite a bit? Use it a
I
lot?
do now, I post it on them every day.
Oh, do you?
So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Monica underscore Sementilli.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Come on, you had the Instagram account when was that, right?
Oh, yeah, I had for, 3.5, 2 years maybe now.
And you didn't use it that much back then, but you're using it more now?
I use it now almost daily, yeah.
So the Fiat, don't have any more. I saw the red Mustang that,
Yeah,
just
just
the red one.
drives that.
And then you have a Ford F-150, I think.
Used to.
Oh, you don't have that now?
No,
Okay. Do you have a new car replacer? Or?
I do, I replaced it with, another Mustang.
Okay, so you have, and what color is that Mustang?
But,
Oh, but is it a new car or a used
No,
car?
it's
Okay, all right. Is there any other, is the Porsche you saw?
no,
Oh, you did, the same dealership where it came from?
yeah,
So it's new 2017 Mustang?
yes.
Okay, and then the Porsche, what about the selling Porsche car? I don't need the data, just
I don't know,
curious.
a month ago.
Couple months, month ago.
Okay. So then the vehicles, during the time, 'cause that's what I'm more concerned, at the time it was you had a F-150 or a truck, and then the red Mustang and the Fiat and the Porsche at the time. Okay, all right.
When did you move here from Canada?
7 years ago this July, this July, 7 years?
And so that you've been in this house 7 years?
No, 4 years.
Oh, 4 years in this house.
4 years, probably.
Do you do any part-time work at all, or?
No, I have a consulting business online. It's nothing.
Is it active though? Or
Yeah.
What do you consult?
Basically, business curriculums for online beauty companies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that connected to Fabio's job at all?
Not really. No, this is no.
You were doing, you were doing makeup stuff
Long time ago.
in Canada before, yeah, all that.
Long time.
What's the name of your company?
LGI.
LGI Consulting. And there's something that anyone could just look up and then start conversing with you?
Well, no, I deal with just certain industry people. We used to provide them with business curriculums, and I get like a monthly. It's not much. It's fine. It's enough to pay the groceries. That's about it. I also part of that company is we invested in an app, I guess, some kind of app for scheduling appointments and stuff.
Mhm.
And so we make a little bit on that too. I think altogether it's maybe $3,000 a month. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'm more interested in the day-to-day activities.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not even really active.
So right now, as far as you know, and the reason I'm asking is I'm looking for routines and stuff,
Yeah.
and people that can get access. So right now you have no work schedule right now? Okay.
Has anybody recently contacted you through
No.
LGI? That's unusual. Okay.
Okay.
No issues with anybody through the company even back in January, like no payment or?
I think my husband told me everything. We talked about everything. I'm sure he would have told me something,
If he had something on his.
something kind of not right, and I don't remember anything.
You don't have anything on your end through LTI or?
Oh.
Because LTI is your thing.
Yes,
Right.
yes, no, it was not.
Okay, and again, on hobbies, do you go to a gym or yoga or
We
fitness?
used to go to the gym. I used to go to racquetball.
So all the questions I'm asking is that with the month of January, that kind of and before time frame. So back then, did you?
Before, yeah,
So back then, did you go to a gym or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay, which gym did you go to?
other fitness.
The nearby local?
Yeah, it's on,
What?
here in Canoga.
Okay, all right, actually, that's the one I'm gonna be going back to have a picture of that. I'll kind of get out of that. We were friends. All right, so LA Fitness, any other gyms go to? Okay, and how often a week typically back then would you go?
Twice a week, and Wednesday nights were league nights. I used to play the racquetball league.
So 2 times a week typically, like when, so would you work out during the day and then night?
Yeah, in the morning. I would never go to the gym at night.
Okay, so in the morning. So about 2 times a week in the morning, like regular workout type
Yeah,
stuff?
just for.
And then once a night was,
Once a
rifle?
week.
Wednesday night.
Was that Wednesday night?
Yeah, I think Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Okay.
What day did that? What day did this happen on?
It was Monday, and you went to the gym that day.
That morning, yeah, Jessica.
Sarah,
That was on a Monday. What was the date?
23rd.
30.
Yeah, birthday.
Oh,
It was a Monday, yeah.
yeah, it was a Monday.
And you remember the meeting days, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was just once a week, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay.
Monday, yeah.
Do you have any other routines or hobbies that you typically do on a daily basis or weekly basis? That would be something that someone could pick up on the pattern of. Like that you do, you know, just anything that you do, like every Thursday I go shopping or this kind of thing.
Jessica was at Ross almost full today. Cook all the time, we used to cook all the time.
Okay.
Nothing really that I can,
So that hobby, like hobbies or anything that you do, like normal movie things.
we were always outside on the patio every night.
Okay.
He had a cigar or two every single.
Did you have any close friends, or do you have close friends back then that you would go out like on a semi-regular basis or anything like that?
No, they would come over here, well, they're mostly his work people or my friends or my neighbors, but usually everything is here, all here at my house.
Okay. And then, oh, so like you guys have your mutual friends and then your friends or
Well, they were mostly all
Our friends.
All our friends,
Okay.
mostly all, yeah.
okay.
All my family and friends are back home, so.
In Canada.
So back then, was there any friends there that in January, December, November, anyone that had come to the house or that you had at the house or anyone there that you would typically hang out with?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I'm saying that your friend
Yeah, no.
might be, but sometimes friends have friends or they have
We
helpers
meet
at the house.
entertain all the time, and most of the time it would be a last minute, we would say, oh, I'm coming home and I'm bringing blah, 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 and then we would always have people here, always dropping in. He was the entertainer.
It was mostly people you were familiar with already.
yeah.
It wasn't
Yes.
a lot of new people. I mean, that's kind of
Only beginning of December every year, he has his education Christmas party here, so they're from all over North America. I know all their faces, and most of them I know, wow.
When you say-
Some are just workers, so.
When you say North America, are you talking about Canada?
And the US.
How many people are we talking about?
Portugal,
How many people?
90.
Oh, all here?
Yeah.
You guys stand here?
And that was in January, early
A lot of
January,
people.
December.
or December. Okay.
We have it every December 6th, something like that, usually every year.
And I think the cover was before we didn't have anyone coming in your room that could have seen the money at any of these gatherings, or you really
I
couldn't,
I
you know,
don't
for sure there's
think
this?
so. I don't use that bathroom over there.
Would you lock the door? Your bedroom door? No.
Close it? I don't
Just
lock
close
it.
it.
While you're in the house with your friend?
Yeah, I mean, it was an open house. Everybody,
Got it.
Okay.
I can't imagine any rich people. I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, that,
Well, we don't think it's them.
They got a roommate's house.
We don't think it's them. We think it might be maybe one of their creepy relatives or friends.
Oftentimes it's that,
Because they come to a party at your house, you're completely innocent. It's like, hey, guess what? I went to this really nice house, not even knowing that they're tipping somebody off.
and it could be one of their workers, it could be one of their house helpers or gardeners or something like that, and oftentimes that's how we learn routines, at least learning.
Yeah.
He has a lot of friends. Do you have like in your gym, some gym friends that you hang out with or they just your friends you hang out with them after work or?
Once in a blue moon we'll all go for sushi or something, but not really.
Who are those people?
Oh my gosh.
Your closest?
I would say the
Whatever you call it,
closest,
yeah.
I would say would be my friend Elise.
At least.
How do you spell that?
L-Y-S-E.
Okay.
Elise, Faye, but I don't know, it's hard for us to get together sometimes. And mostly I just see people after the gym. It's kind of hard for them to.
I guess something, really, if any of these people that have been in the house, because that's the people that
Yeah.
like, my friend Jim, was over the house, and then Jim can tell my partner
Yeah.
inadvertently, and then the guy was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not
Nice house.
So people, I guess, to keep it real simple, people in the house.
Faye, I don't think has any at the end, but I don't.
She's not been in the house?
She's been here.
Oh, she's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And Elise in the house?
Yes.
Anyone else?
Oh gosh, I think Paula has been here.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember now before and after, because I had a whole bunch of people in there after
Yeah,
too.
Mostly before.
I used to have a trainer, but, I mean, he's not really a friend, he's a gym person, but he was, last time he was here was 2 years ago.
Who was that?
I think his name is Matthew.
Did he train you here at the house?
He came once or twice between me and Jessica here in the family room.
Oh, only once or twice.
Yeah, he's only been here
Oh.
once or twice.
And was he through LA Fitness?
Yes.
Oh, he was.
Good guy, no.
Oh, yeah, well, from what we.
If you trust them not to come to your house.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We have our lead coordinator, racquetball. But he's never really actually, I don't think he's ever really been here
Who's that?
in over 2 years maybe. His name is Rob.
Matthew. What's Matthew's last name? Because it was.
I don't remember, it might be, oh my gosh, I have to go look on the Yelp thing. I think it's nurse, but I'm not sure.
Okay, this is
I don't remember.
Matthew Nurse?
Yeah.
And you, like a nurse?
No, that's his last name,
Oh.
I think.
Well, his last name is Nurse.
And then Rob, what's Rob?
I think it's Baker. I have the lead coordinator emails, and that's what it says. So.
He's the racquetball league coordinator?
Yes,
Oh, so when you went to the racquetball league, then he'd be the coordinator.
yes. He runs the leagues.
So he's over here 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah, it was a long time ago. But we see him all the time at the gym. It's great person too, and so is Paula. I mean, I think she's only been here once, but Sheila, she's my friend at the gym.
Sure, okay. Has she been to the house?
She has been to the house, and I just don't know if it was after or before.
Okay, that's okay. You're not sure, so.
I don't-
And what's her last name?
I don't know.
Okay. And Lisa's last name? That rings a bell with you.
I have all the gym codes.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember really what.
Okay. Okay.
Like, I mean, they're my friends, but not like my,
Like,
But you-
family friends. I mean, it's not like I really, know
Right.
too much.
you ever do stuff with these people? Because I used to work, I became really good friends with somebody at the gym, and we ended up hanging out with him. Do you ever hang out with any of these people?
Well,
Like,
we, for dinners or drinks, yeah.
okay.
Because It's just people that are, and again, this is just one of the things that we look at is, people that are in the house, or if you hang out with, you can talk about things. Oh yeah, whatever, we got a porch, or whatever it is. And again, it's not, I would say it's almost 100% of the time not the friends, but it's someone they tell.
And people who know your routine. Going to the gym. You go to the gym, you're there probably for a couple hours, I would think. When you go to the gym. Yeah. And that's an hour you're not here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stuff I'm looking for.
And you still keep in touch with all the gym friends that have,
Oh.
issues since then?
No, and they've all been
Do you
very
still keep in-
supportive and coming and helping. And
You keep in touch with all these people?
yes.
You do?
Well, especially now, because last week, they convinced me to join back, and so I haven't joined the league yet, but I'm gonna try to do that this summer.
Okay.
We were going out for dinner. What time did they come here? Yeah.
Alright. And we always talk about any of the hobbies.
Any of them, any of the these people ever wander the house by themselves? If they ever came over? No, nothing like that.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Do you have any home services, when it comes to, I think,
I don't know.
Gardener.
Yeah, she's still working?
Yes. it comes to-
Gardener, pool guy, anything? You got
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe you didn't gardener and pool guy too much. Kelly, she was here that day, and I was concerned about these windows being open or shut, so I didn't heard.
So there's a
but I
pool-
talked to her.
probably a
Do you
pool
have a
guy.
full service?
Yes, I have pool.
You
Her
know,
name?
the pool guy?
Marcos.
And your cleaning lady, how many years?
4 years.
4 years, okay.
Because she's in
And what's her name?
Oh,
Oh, he is all her information.
Delia,
Rivera.
Rivera.
Delia
I
Rivera.
don't know.
Okay, okay.
The pool and the garden come every Wednesday.
They're both here on Wednesday.
Yes.
So, you, Wednesday,
Once a week?
and you.
Which will be stopping very shortly.
Oh,
Okay.
More and more. Our life is over. It's like we're done.
What about,
We have to start anything new.
What about Delia? Is she still on?
Delia is right now still on. She comes every 2.
She's every 2 weeks.
And it comes on Mondays.
Used to, she just comes Thursdays.
Okay.
But back then it was Monday.
Most Mondays,
Okay.
every second Monday.
Every second Monday. Key 2 weeks Mondays. Okay. Any other home services that you had at the time?
Was it able to adjust
So-
or anything? Or
No, because these guys, you saw them on the video, they were pretty well disguised.
they were covered, but how do you drive away like that? Didn't they take anything off when they ran away?
Well, unfortunately, when they saw them is when they were on foot.
Not driving away.
When they're in the car.
Okay, so based off my conversation with you, second show, hopefully I'm right. Again, this is for routines and tasks. You went to the gym that morning, and what I would like you to do, if you would, to the best of your recollection, that day, and I know Susan Parshall has the times from the video pool. So I'm not concerned about the times you had that, but here's your house, here's Wells, and we're right there. Could you just put like a few little arrows on the main streets that you took to LA Fitness that day?
Oh, I go this way, like, up here,
Mm-hmm.
and then, we do here. We go this
Okay.
way, all the way
All right.
to here.
Okay. And then what about the house as well? Do you take Wells, or do you take these?
I
streets?
always take Winnetka, unless I'm coming from this way, then I always come up Oakdale. But usually we go down Winnetka.
But do you take Oakdale to Wells? You take Oakdale, obviously. You turn left on Wells.
Yes.
And then go straight down to Winnetka.
Yes.
Okay.
So I usually go this way. I can't, I mean, I don't remember now if I came this way, but these are the only 2 streets we use.
Okay, so as far as you remember, let's put it hours.
Yeah.
You went that way and then right on Winnetka, correct?
Yeah, that's normally the way for us to do.
And then down to the gym. Okay. And then when you came home that day, do you know if you remember that you went the same
We
way?
probably come home the same way, but I also went to Ralph's.
Okay, I have that for later.
Oh,
So
But
I
you
think you
go
would,
back to the house after the gym.
oh yeah, we had lunch together. Everybody
Right,
was
so he's
home.
trying to get.
so that day you went straight to the gym, and any stops along the way?
No.
And then when you came home, any stops along the way?
No.
So if I'm correct, you came back as far as you remember the same way?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Jessica will remember, but that's the way we
Okay.
come home. Why do you think? Do you think someone followed?
Well,
That's
one of the
exactly what we're trying to figure out.
things
But
that-
us, me, or him?
Well, what they look for, at least in
They'll
this
sit outside the house and they'll see you leave.
is, yeah, they look for patterns.
They might not even have known who was here. They've been looking for people leaving the house.
So they do it, the reason I ask all these things is what we've gathered is basically through social media or through phones, which they can find online, through not getting solicitations, through actually following you, and these crews can follow you and guess what, they're at the gym, good to go, you know, that kind of thing.
That was
You
some
know.
morning.
I know, I'm just giving you an example, exactly. And so what we do,
Now, do you think that these people watch you for like weeks and weeks, or like?
it could be.
It could be a week.
Typically it's, we'll find it's in that time frame, probably 2 to 3 weeks thing.
Because there's a lot of money. They're getting a lot of money, so they're very patient.
So here's the LA Fitness Thursday entrance, and do you remember, where you parked that day? You have no idea, did you park in this
I
lot?
always park here, so we don't know, but somewhere here, and I go home from here,
How do you come into the parking lot?
from here.
That's how you come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I draw a line, so this is pretty much how you come in.
Yeah.
And then you park in
And then you park,
Here, the front.
is there a favorite place you usually park, or just?
No,
wherever?
whatever's open,
Okay, so somewhere, if I do a circle somewhere,
yeah. Yeah.
that's where you park. And that's, so that's what's up to that. So again, and I know you're not looking over your shoulder all the time, but do you remember anything that day, because you were with Jessica, anyone like, wow, this guy's really following me a lot, or person, or when you parked, either
Yeah.
from the gym, do you remember anything that was like, wow, this guy looking at me, anything like that?
I wish I did. I don't remember. I mean, why would I look over my shoulder?
Yeah.
No, I understand that, and that's the typical
A
answer.
lot of times when we ask these questions, people are like, oh, well, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
A lot of times people remember stuff.
Sometimes actually when times in class, it's better to do this because more times go by, you'll get more clear. And if anything ever pops up, just because a lot of time they go by to, unfortunately, to capture these guys, can you just initial this, each of these? Just sign it as initial or whatever. And what's the date today?
Today's the 18th.
Yeah, just put the date.
The reason we do this is because this all becomes evidence when we catch them.
Yeah.
And
So they
especially
can,
if we interview them and we say, oh yeah, we followed the homeowner, and then boom, there you go, it matches up for you.
yeah. So they can say, oh, I made this up, that this is something that you spoke about and you confirmed. Okay, and then for what I'm saying, just one more, almost thank you. This can be very helpful for us, so it's why we take the time to do it. And then after the gym, you came back, and I think you said you had lunch and stuff. And then you went to a Target in Rocks.
Yeah.
So again, if you could, in black, with the little arrows, if you could tell me, to the best of your knowledge, the way that you went there to, I think the Target first? So if you-
I think so. I know I went to both. I just don't know which one I went to first, but I would go this way, down here this way,
Mhm.
to Winnetka. I always go out. When I'm going that way, I take Winnetka. When I'm going that way, I take Oakdale.
Okay.
So I was, came up here.
I think when we spoke earlier, you said that she went to Target first.
What is
I
town?
don't know what
I
it was.
don't-
I was Target first because you got food at Ralph's, right?
I got wine and tomatoes, and I remember that because it was on the counter.
Now, if you got the wine and tomatoes, do you remember going to Ralph's after that, or Target, or did you go home?
I don't remember.
Typically, when I go shopping,
I would
get
go
the-
here first
Yeah, that's
and go
typically what
here
I
and
do,
go home.
because I have the
assume-
refrigerated stuff or whatever.
So just for all mine,
Yeah, just-
we need to introduce that to something later.
Yeah, so
on.
just go a couple hours to your turns to the Target.
Yeah, I went
The way
go
that
this
you want.
way, and I would go by Ventura.
Okay.
Then to get here. And then the way back to my, but when I leave Ralph's, I go Quaker Town,
Mhm.
and I turn on Santa Rita and I go up Penfield, and I come home.
Can you
Usually
do-
when I leave the back of Ralph's, and I.
Can you do that
that's the
in red with little arrows? Or you can make the lines I can put.
way-
The way you
So
go.
if this is Ralph's, and I would come up here
Mhm.
and turn here and go up Penfield. And I usually turn here and then I go
Oh,
home.
okay. So as far as you know, that's just the way that. And then when you.
I think.
Okay, that's fine. You do it fine, that's fine. And then, this is the gym. This is the Target parking lot. This is the Target parking lot. To the big Target. I just put this for reference. This is, I think, the Payless shoe store right here.
Okay.
So, if you could just show us how you pulled in and where you parked that thing.
Oh gosh, I don't remember where I parked. Here somewhere.
Just do the
But I
lines.
know
just
that I
the-
came in through this
Okay,
way.
Okay, and then which way? Just do the lines to which way you went.
This way, so I drive by the front.
Mhm.
And then I don't know where I parked, somewhere here.
Okay, circle's fine.
Okay.
You did a circle area where you parked. Okay,
I'm assuming up where I parked.
that's fine. So that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Alright,
And then, yeah, then I come home that way too.
okay. And then we'll do the route and then, So, Rouse, here's Ventura, here's Winnetka.
Okay.
And I think according to this, it looks like it's going to be out the back or something?
Yeah, so wait a minute, this
So-
is the back door, and I always park here. Always park the back door straight.
Okay.
So I come out like this.
You can do that in red if you want. It's easier for me to
So
remember
I,
later.
yeah, so I come up this way, Quaker Town.
And then you go up there. And then when you came in, I think you remember.
If I came from Target,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to come from here.
Okay.
If I came that way.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. That's where you always go.
Yeah, like, I don't see any other different, why would go a different way.
Okay. So now, again, take it back to that day. So, I know this is the best of question. Do you remember, let's just assume that you went here first, just because it makes sense. That's how what I do too. I didn't do my first stuff last. So you pull in, do you remember any interactions with anyone in the parking lot that day? Did anyone try to solicit you? Did you see anyone unusual? Did anyone stop to talk to you or anything like that you remember?
I can't remember, I don't think so, unless there's people at the doors who sometimes they sell things, but I don't.
But I mean, even in the cars you're parking.
You've seen friends, hey, so-and-so, or...
Did you bump into anyone that you knew, or is there?
Well, I always bump into people I know when I'm in the store, so I don't remember now, but
Well, I mean, in
remember.
the parking lot. As far as you know, as far as you remember, it was just in and park, or? Because sometimes we'll do interactions with people to identify that that's the person in the car. So was there anything like any interaction that you recall?
And no one got ticked off, the parking situation, or you got like an idiot, anything like that.
Okay. Now, when you went into the store and shopped, again, if anything unusual, anyone following, it's like, well, this is weird, this person's looking at me. It could be male or female. During your whole interaction in here and when you
How
left.
am I gonna, oh, why would I think that?
You know what, and that's fine, don't get frustrated, because typically it's like my partner said, it's things that stand out. It's like, well, now that you mentioned it, I remember. So, I mean, if you ask me, I wouldn't know either. But if I remembered something unusual, I would know. But if nothing sticks out, then nothing sticks out. Okay, did you get any, and no solicitations and no phone calls or anything, anyone saying, you know, that was unusual right there during these times?
The person I talked to was Isabella. I don't know if it was at Target or Rouse, but she was picking up her glasses like the eye doctor. That's
Oh.
it. That's all I can
There's
remember.
no weird phone
ever
calls.
happening just before this. I don't. No.
Okay, all right. No one hits you on social media on the phone or anything? And, okay.
I only have Instagram. I don't have anything else.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
It would be different because Facebook, when we found, is more of a probable thing where they'll actually contact you and confirm, you know, that you're where you're at. And you're good to go. So you didn't have any media activity on the phone or anything. Okay. And then how about Rouse? Do you know, I assume you probably went back to us and you parked there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing. Anything stick out? Okay. All right. If you can just initial the bottoms of each of these. Thank you for taking the time to do it.
It's 18.
You know,
This one too.
Yeah.
all age.
Have you interviewed anybody at work? Anybody at his
I have talked to a couple different people.
So it's just some pictures.
Nothing. His Facebook? Nothing.
No, that was basically. Again, everyone has said that he didn't have any worse people, and certainly if this avenue does not pan out so far, I think we have some good leads, but who knows how it's going to go. It's been several months yet, still a lot of progress, but again, obviously, you know, we haven't arrested anybody.
Not even for other burglaries?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, no,
and they have.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show you some stuff right
All
now.
the stuff that we went over today with you is information that we've been learning, and this is why this should be helpful for us.
These guys know every burglary in the valley, but a lot of things they're doing, they can't let me know some of the stuff they're doing, and so it's just, can't discuss that. But obviously, if this ends up with dead ends, we're gonna start revisiting some of the other, you know, kind of the long shots on this thing, so. Yeah. I did get the results back this week. It's all, everything came back positive so far. So we are gonna submit another round, but again, like I started with the most likely and kind of, you know, going from there. So we're kind of on the peripheral testing at
Do you
this
think
point.
he had a chance or a big or anything to your chance?
I don't think so. Well, we are gonna look at that, for sure. But so far, everything, like I told you before, the car was nothing, all Fabio.
Listen,
Like I said, you know, we've talked about this before. These guys knew what they were doing, and that's what they're finding out. These burglary rings are very sophisticated, and these guys, you saw them in the video, they were very careful not to. They obviously had done some research, right? Because of your big cameras here and the way they made their approach, you know, and a lot of it's falling in with some of the stuff they're looking at, but.
do you think they came here with intentions to take that car, or they just took the car?
You know what? I don't know. They didn't keep it, so my thought is that they just used it to get away.
My thought is that they came here to rip the place off and thought he would have to be home.
Yeah, I think
That's what my
either
thought
Butler
is.
confronted them. I don't know if they chased them out on the patio. I don't know. You know.
When he and Isabella tried to move him, I told his small kid, I needed the garden that was sitting outside.
So that tells me he was surprised, possibly. But again, usually these guys are not looking to get in a confrontation. But so, you know, I don't know exactly the sequence of the events, but.
Oftentimes they'll take the vehicle to carry all the stuff that they take from the house, but our guess is because of the confrontation that happened, they didn't,
No, but they did the DVR.
they didn't take near as much as they were looking. Well, just take a look at these, if you would, and just let me know if any of this jewelry is yours. Take your time.
I do have pearls in this, but I don't know, it's not that. I don't know if it's that.
Okay, just whatever you see that could possibly be yours, just put a circle around it, and then we can have better photographs.
Nothing else there?
I don't know, maybe something like this chain.
Just put a little red dot, an arrow pointing to that chain, because it's a dark picture.
Maybe this one.
Which one, the one on the left there?
Right here, the one.
Okay.
I think
Oh, I see what
this
you're
kind of,
Pattern?
just a plain one.
Some of the pictures are far like that, but if you see something that looks like it's real likely, then we can always get, kind of get better photographs.
Something like this.
Well, if it looks interesting, just put a little red arrow pointing to it, and then we can take a look, when we look at our files to see if it's part of the same match.
Copy condition, everything's sitting
No,
on.
no. Maybe loop earrings.
Just put stuff on it. Anything you circle, if you know for sure, that's one thing, anything you circle, we'll look into and see if it's possible. So,
Maybe diamond stars, but you can't.
it's okay, circle, all maybe, just, it's
What's
okay.
the diamond star?
Like I said, we can look into,
They were tiny, smaller.
yeah, it's hard to tell on the scale here.
Oh my gosh, all this stuff.
If it's something that just jumps out, then circle it. I apologize for the photographs. There's something, there's so many things. But we can certainly, if it's something that's possible, we can try and get a more individual picture of that item. Or we may find that it was already returned to its rightful owner too, so, but we'll let you know. If you pressure on the chain again, just put an arrow next to it there. I know chains are hard, so a lot of things are very, some.
This is what the band of the watch looks like. That's not the face. The face was bigger than that. But this is what the strap it looks like on that
Did you just run outside, band looks like that?
This one.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
I was in your same band,
Yeah, same band, just
but
like power
this
to it.
doesn't look like that face.
Okay, same band, but different watch.
Okay.
Oh, silver, is that a loop earring? Silver loops.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you right now, but I called soon to find out. Maybe put an hour together so I don't miss that, so. Were there any markings on any of your jewelry, like initials or anything like that?
On what I think they took? No.
What about the watch?
His Rolex, the only thing that was engraved, and he was wearing that. Do you know if there was one?
Well, the majority of them are, but we're finding that there's different. So we're not just focusing on that. So one of the things that, in case you're around things, the one thing we've done that was kind of interesting, partner around working on this is typically the cards that are taken, we believe that it's appropriate to carry all the property away. But typically the cards are dumped down in South Los Angeles, most of the time, not all the time. And your husband's card was left up in the valley. So that just leads us to believe that it could be this proof, which is a large proof, but it also could be what we call like a copycat. People watch news and they see the flips, which makes our job harder. But it does.
You said it was on video, right? Video?
No, from what I say, it was nighttime video, not being So, but we're just saying that we focus on this and really there's been a lot of work done on that. But there's also finding that there's some potential copycats because people hear they're watching this, hey, this works, this is a good thing that works. So we could be dealing with potentially copycat thing. That's why we asked about all the friends and that kind of thing, because we just never know where the information would have came from. Like for example, when you left for Ralph's, you said you go to Ralph's pretty much every day. Is it the same time every day? Like when you went to Target House, was that a scheduled thing, or was that the last moment it's correct?
I think it was the last minute because I think we're deciding to go out for dinner, and then we said, oh, we'll just make dinner. I said, okay, let's go pick up stuff that I need. But I go all the time. Could be in the morning, could be in the afternoon, could be on the way home from getting Bella, could be, whatever.
Now, when you do things like that, let's say, because he worked at home that day, and I know from my ex-wife, Monica, was at dinner one day, and I said, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm Facebooking them at dinner. Did Fabio say like, hey, Monica's out shopping right now?
I don't think so, but he goes Instagram all the time, and my girls can go on his Facebook because I don't have it, and you can see everything that he puts on there. I don't think he would have done that, unless he was inviting someone over for dinner that he always does over.
But I guess on the same thing with that, when somebody would know somebody would be home then, so then but we're just looking for patterns and stuff like that. So it wasn't a typical, this is not my Monday morning Target or Ralph's shopping.
No. And how did the put to it? Do you think they followed him?
Right, and I think he said his
You're
business.
saying you didn't go to work at all that day?
No.
Yeah.
Not that day, I was just saying, like,
Do you know the route that he would take to work?
yeah, he went to, Winnetka, Oxnard, DeSoto, or Wells, DeSoto.
To the freeway.
No,
Because he was right at DeSoto, and I think he told me to.
Where did he work? In here in the valley?
Yeah, just down the
Oh.
street. So close.
He's got a long commute.
Oh.
You familiar with any checkers at the Ralphs you there all the time? Do you share, do they ever come over your house, is that what you were talking about?
No, I mean, they know me.
Did you ever show your ID when you use your ATM card that has your address on it or anything like that? So that any checkers and
Oh, no.
they didn't look like they, you know, just normal.
Yeah.
So the gates were always left open.
Then how do you keep them closed? Okay. And then, do you keep a car in the garage now? Because I think you said the Porsche used to be in the garage.
I keep my car in the garage.
Can you take a look at the garage?
The new car, yeah.
Oh, you think you always take it?
I just want to ask, you know, we covered this that night, or crisis response people came out that night over at the Shepherd's house.
Yeah.
And I know you had friends and family here pretty soon after. Is there anything else like that? Are you, and we've talked for the last few months off and on. Do you guys need any kind of counseling service or anything like that? Are you guys, I mean, the girls, are they doing okay with this whole thing?
Jessica doesn't want any, and, Isabella's been twice and she's doesn't want to go anymore.
She's been to,
Counseling.
is the one referred by the crisis response people?
No,
or?
this is through our medical, which is gonna run out the next month, so like I will find medical insurance for us now, but, she went twice and she doesn't want to go anymore.
Have you gone alone? Just dealing with it. I know your mom's here, is your sister here too, or?
My sister-in-law will be here Saturday. Monday is a very big event. They're doing a huge tribute to Thad, and everyone's flying in from all over to come to this tribute.
When is that, Monday?
Monday.
Yeah,
That is work here?
do you have anybody coming and staying here? Any of your family coming and
Just my
staying?
mom and my sister-in-law, his sister.
Okay.
Is it, his sister is
Marella.
Morella?
She's
Your
in the
sister's
industry.
Anna.
My sister's Anna.
Okay. All right, well, I mean, if you decide, you know, you need some type of, you know, thing through the city or something like that, you can arrange stuff through the city or something else. I know last time you talked on Monday, you were kind of at your wit's end, it seemed like, so I just want to make sure. Huh?
I'm so angry. I can't. So much time has passed. It's possible. It's possible.
Well, believe me, we would love to get this thing done as quick as we
Can
can
you
because
tell me why you can't rule out my children as suspects? Can you tell me that?
I can pretty much rule you guys out myself.
They
But
said they called you a few days ago and haven't heard back. And I don't care about the money. I don't care. I just care about them. They shouldn't be ruled out.
yeah, well, like I said, I know, and I told them, I said, we know where you were when this thing, we know where your girls were during this thing. But they won't let me, my department won't let us say 100% family had nothing to do with it, you know, until we make some progress, until we identify who it is. I did talk to insurance this week, and I asked them about that. You mentioned Fabio being ruled out as an aggressor, and I clarified that with them, that he was not an aggressor. But my boss, my department won't let me say, you know, 100% had nothing to do with it, you know, and so, but I talked to,
What are we going to do? What do we do?
I know.
What are we going to wait? How long do we wait? What if this takes months?
So, well, it could. So I asked her about that also. I said, at some point, can you guys pay out? Because what if this doesn't, you know, what if we never arrest anybody? What if God forbid? And she mentioned, well, at the 1 year mark, we will take another look at it, and a lot of times they will pay out. So at the 1 year mark, if we haven't gone any further, you know, on this, then the chances are that they'll pay it out. So, I mean, obviously, you know, to be perfectly honest with you, Monica, this is kind of where we're headed. I have my fingers in a few other things. And really, if it's not the burglars, then it's probably work, friends, or family. Okay? And we haven't delved too deep into any of those issues, you know. I know we've talked about...
You can start looking.
Okay. Well, that's one of those things that we have ventured into a little bit, but again, there's a lot of, you know, it's going to take a lot of records and additional interviews to get a little bit deeper. But from what I've seen so far, I don't see those avenues really going anywhere. But we'll have to look into it even deeper if this is up. Right now, this is the most promising. waiting phone calls and stuff. Would you be able to, and this is, again, this kind of shot in the dark, you know, starting down these other avenues and maybe it's connected to something like that. Do you have access to your phone bills online or anything like that? Or
Sure, I
can you pull up whatever covers our the January 23rd?
January.
The bill before and the bill, whatever bill covers that, and then we can.
All of ours? All of
They're all
ours?
monthly,
Probably all.
right? Or
Yeah.
That's all my accounts.
Verizon or AT&T. So if you give me those bills and I can see all the info, I was like, I had to do a search warrant, obvious. So I have all his records. I've gone through those, you know, number by number. Nothing is ringing the bell.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
you
that'd
can
be
look at your
fine.
numbers because again, your routine, Jessica's routine, they may weigh into it, and a lot of these guys get phone calls and stuff. So if you give me those, whatever phone bills are going to be around that day, give me a copy of that. You can either email it or I can come by and pick them up.
Like the month of January, like from the beginning of January to the 28th.
Yeah, I think it always goes 9 to 9, so December 9 to January 9.
January 9th, February.
January 9, February 9, probably that's the one that we use.
January 9.
Yeah. There's like one of their phone calls that if it's any of the numbers that we have, then we can run it through.
And then,
Yeah.
if that's something that, you know, we want to continue to, we can bring them by and we can account for all the phone numbers. And any ones that you're like, I don't know what that phone number is, we can start tracking that down.
Yeah. So if we can just take a look at with DVRs and then we'll just speed up that line and see if we can get to make that camera. Yeah, well, I'm gonna show you guys also here.
This is, I don't know, that movie is,
Drops in the hallway too, right?
Yeah.
Right there.
yeah, those we tested. And then,
The pillowcases you took too, that stuff, they told me a little.
even, here, we have a bottle of vinegar right here. We have a bottle of vinegar, nothing good on the picture. These guys are using vinegar to clean up.
All, has fingerprints.
Yeah, all this was printed, and there's bottles right there. So I don't know if vinegar's come up on any of yours, of course, I don't know how much lead you guys have had, but, a lot of things, you know, soap and liquid and stuff.
Usually the bleach.
Fingerprints. Bleach.
Bleach usually is what we call it.
For here, there's vinegar. So this guy over here before?
Yeah.
Is this
Well,
one?
Oh, we're fine, thank you. Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what was the?
Here.
Oh, you did it.
That was in the kitchen. That was in the kitchen.
And again, you had paperwork on top of there.
Yeah,
That
so,
wasn't the yard paperwork.
no, it's the chase bag with the right.
DVR was there.
The DVR was right on top, the wires were just all this big.
There,
I told you guys about the, you know, this.
Yeah. Was all the power control of the house, they
All. That's,
It's from the kitchen and the lights outside were all off.
all the power was off just to the kitchen and where? And
Outside, lights outside. Well, when we came home the next morning, it was all off.
okay.
we never turned it back on after we closed. Garage was up.
So there was no electricity in here, so the garage door was probably
I
manual.
think they turned the electricity off, and then they had to manually go on.
Yeah, I had my neighbor kind of fix the chain.
No, I don't think she was good.
What
Oh,
happened?
was it off track or something?
What
Yeah,
happened to fix?
this wouldn't work anymore. So they came and, I don't know, fixed it.
Oh.
So I could close the garage.
I think what they did
Oh,
is,
that wasn't.
they pulled this, it disconnects it. So what he was done is.
Yeah.
I think there's a ladder over there, it's an orange.
Yeah.
one. Do you want me to open the
Yeah.
door and then
Do you need a ladder?
So this is the new one with the door? Oh, great. So this is the same kind of envelope?
What's that? Yeah,
I don't know if it is.
I don't know. It's pretty low. You're talking about that one, right?
Yeah, this is the, yeah, I'll need the ladder. I'll need the ladder. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, we're gonna see if there's rain in the back of the.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put this on.
Oh. Is that a new one?
But you don't think this is the same brand as your DVR, or no? Don't know.
That's what I'm gonna see.
And then the bedspread is going to get a photo of just the pattern of the bedspread.
Yeah, it matches the pillowcase, right?
You want me to take it and send it to you, or you want to take it with your phone?
I think it's good.
Oh, thanks for looking at that.
Does that turn around, right?
Oh, you need to turn it.
Well, it's not on right now, so we're going to
Yeah, when you get your new DVR, they can, no.
Coming into the bedroom now. Unlocked door. I know, so typical. We're finding that all these burglaries are coming in through unlocked doors.
I think that was just going to get unlocked.
That's what I'm saying. Going through the bedroom, unlocked door.
What they do works. They knock. Don't get an accident.
And they probably knocked, or probably did knock, and probably had the TV on, or he was on the phone. You would hear him.
He's probably outside.
Or he's outside.
They don't hear anything. You go around the back, and generally there's always
could
something.
hear his TV from the street, maybe he knew he was there.
But yeah, who likes them?
That's what we want
You
to
didn't know
know.
how many work people had issues with them? No one.
Not that I know of.
I talked to his like next door neighbor, another guy he worked with a lot. I forget his name offhand, but he was with Bob all the time. He's like, no, the dude didn't have anything in the world. Talked to Ernie, talked to him quite a bit.
How about tonight, Nick?
His last name,
Ferrari.
I don't think so.
These are all his close friends, so
Yeah.
if they know, I mean, if they want to know anything, like
Yeah.
something about that.
Yeah, they give me some, off the wall things that haven't panned out. One said a cigar or a cigar shop, got some loose guys in the back, but,
That was this one here.
Yeah, so that didn't sound very feasible from others, but, yeah, I mean, someone that would want to come in and do this, if he was targeted, which we don't think he was, but if he was, it's a pretty big deal to take someone else. There's got to be a big financial gain, or
That's what I'm saying,
Someone-
who would gain from this?
or huge payback, like you really did something wrong and they're coming back at him, and nothing like that is keeping.
Everybody loves that.
And that's what everyone said. That's why that kind of stuff's on the back burner, because no one knew then. I mean,
We're trying to look at the obvious stuff first, and because a lot of times the obvious thing is the obvious thing. It appears to be an interruption burglary.
Yep.
So we need to really stay focused on that first.
I'm open to any you come across, any of the work, and you go to the work thing,
Why did you come? Why did you guys come there?
well, you know what, I don't know what good it's going to do. Someone's going to want to come forward and be seen and given the information.
When is that? That's Monday, you said?
Yeah,
What time?
4 to 8.
4.
4 to 8.
Okay, 4 to 8.
You're welcome to give anyone my phone number and name, and you can call we're comfortable with it. So please, if you want to just hand out anything with my name on it or whatever, that's fine. You can give my info, they can leave a message on my phone, whatever you want to do. I can leave them somewhere. And if this doesn't pan out, and again, this is kind of what we're hoping for. They got some good stuff, stuff we can't even talk about right now. But, if it gets to that point, that certainly reward is an option. This is a person to come forward and delve into some other avenues. So.
I'm sure there are people out there
Someone's got
that
it.
will come up for $1 and say something.
Someone's got it. So we'll cross that bridge when it looks like, nothing else is going to work. That's kind of what we do. When we get a city council reward, we have to account for what we've done so far. We've exhausted everything. So I've done quite a few of them. So not quite there. And, a few more weeks, hopefully we'll have something back. Assuming another round of testing, probably another 10, 15 things. They want us to do a certain amount of time. So we started with the most important ones, and we're going to get another round, and sometimes we get lucky.
Yeah, I'm getting so angry. I'm on the phone with everybody. Where do I go? Who do I talk to? Which department? Who do I go? All the way to the mayor? Who are going to tell or ask to rule out his children?
Well, his children are not. That's not the issue. The issue is just they want to know we have somebody. Because we'll
Well,
know.
you might not. What if you don't? What are you going to
If
do?
we don't, they'll probably pay out.
I don't want them to even hear that they are not ruled out. So I don't want them to know this.
To me, you and your children are rolled out. Absolutely. But again, my boss won't let me give that determination. That's going to have to come through him, and he's got to get approval
So
from
do
our
I have to talk to them? What do I do?
Well, let us get a few more weeks on this. If they'll let us call the company down, but again, they're looking for 100%, no way, no how, anyone involved, anyone involved.
Of course.
In my mind, you guys are 100% ruled out. But can 100% say, I don't know. We still have to, if this doesn't pan out, we're going to have to come back to stuff more close to home. Like I said, friends, family, and work. Start looking at that. So we're going to have to revisit that, and then maybe that will take us, I'm hoping this will take us to where we want to be, and we can clear that up, and you can, get the insurance money and be able to,
The transcripts. And upon that, we're going to take our afternoon recess for 15 minutes. The admonition still applies. See you back here. Burden versus Sementilli, defendants present, all counsel present, jury, and alternates are present. Detective Gable, you're still under oath. People may continue.
Sementilli's route to LA Fitness. Thank you. Detective Gable, during the interview, first of all, the interview that you just heard, is that the interview that took place then on May 18th, 2017 at the Sementilli residence with the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. While you were on that interview, you were going through different routes. There's a part of the interview where you asked her about the routes that she took. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you show her some documents then?
Yes, I did.
Okay. People's 171, page 1. Is this an example of what you showed the defendant while you were asking her the route that she took to LA Fitness?
Yes, that's it.
And that would be the route she took the morning of January 23rd, 2017?
Correct.
Okay. Did she mark on this particular map, or did you mark on it at her direction?
I believe she did this one.
Okay, so
That might-
if you could just point out the markings then.
This is Monica Sementilli's house, and she did black arrows to depict her route to the LA Fitness, and then she did red arrows to depict her route back from LA Fitness back to her house. And she initialed and gave it.
And then page 2, did you show her this aerial map then of the LA Fitness?
Yes.
And then did she circle an area in relation to where you asked her where she parked?
After just listening to the audio, I believe I did this as I was talking to her, and I did the circle while I was talking to her.
And when you said I did this, you...
Oh.
Go ahead.
I did the circle in the parking lot to the area she parked, and the arrows where she turned in from, I think that's Victory Boulevard, is it? Can't read it. From
And
that street.
Victor Bola, pages 1 and 2 I showed you, is that consistent then with the other evidence you had on her route into LA Fitness that day?
Yes.
Turning to page 3, light copy then. Did you show her this particular map with an indication of a Ralph's and a Target?
Yes.
Okay, and what was your interaction with her for this particular photo, page 3?
She drew the arrows to the best of her recollection. In black, her routes taking her to Target store. I'm sorry. And red arrows depicting her route she took back through the routes and then back to the house.
Have you driven the route from her house to, let's start with the Target store?
I have, but I only, I have.
But you're going to say something?
I was anticipating the questions.
Okay. And about, what's that distance?
I remember Googling it. I believe it was 4 miles to the Target and 1.1 miles to the house. Something like that.
That's page 3. And then page 4, can you describe then what's depicted on page 4?
Yes, this is the Target store. This is the front doors. This is the Payless shoes that I use as reference for her. This is Victory Boulevard. These are the arrows that she made coming into the parking lot, and then circles she gave for the general area that she parked.
When you said Victory, is that Ventura
Oh,
Boulevard?
I'm sorry, Ventura Boulevard. My eyes are.
That's okay.
It's in the distance where it's too far for my glasses, but you know, it's in that weird zone.
So she drew the arrows from Ventura Boulevard into the Target parking lot, and then did she indicate what direction she went?
She just said she went this way,
And that's to the right then?
to the right, over to where she parked.
And then who circled that area, you or her?
She circled out.
Okay, now, did that conflict then with what she had told you, or what you knew from the video that you had already viewed prior to having this interview with her?
That's compound, Your Honor.
That's all.
It did not match the video surveillance that I viewed.
How so?
In the video surveillance, her pickup truck turned right from Ventura, except it turned left here, as you can see, and then went this way, and this is where an individual got into her car.
And when you said this way, you're pointing to the left. After you enter into the parking lot, you moved your pointer to the left.
Yes,
right?
she went to the left as opposed to the right as she indicated. And after she turned left, right around the Payless shoe store is where an individual got in the car.
You testified earlier that one of your objectives in conducting this interview and using it also as a ruse to see if she would tell you about meeting anyone at the Target, and then what was the result of that?
Yes, yeah, that was, I wanted to give her the opportunity to tell me what that interaction with that person was all about. And, you know, I'm thinking the mindset of, you know, if this...
No, I'm going to object to that.
Sustain.
Without
So-
getting into a mindset, was there a reason
Yes.
why?
Yeah, my goal was to,
I'm going to object also to the goal and ask them if that's what happened.
No, he explained this earlier. I allow this. It's over.
what my thought was going into it was to see if what her answer would be. To see if whether she was being honest or not.
I'm gonna object to that. Sorry.
What's his name?
Did you ever tell her during your interview in May that you had viewed video surveillance of her entering this Target parking lot?
No.
After she told you a story that was different than what you'd have viewed on the Target parking lot surveillance video, People's 42, which you looked at earlier, did you ever tell her after the fact that that's not what you saw in the video and that conflicts with what she just told you?
No.
By the way, your interview with her on May 18th, when you're doing the walkthrough, is that a surreptitious recording, meaning you didn't tell her that you were recording this whole walkthrough and interview with her?
No.
So you didn't show her a recorder or tell her that she's being recorded?
No.
Did she ever change her story at any time in the investigation that while you were participating in it, that she actually met someone in this parking lot and someone got in her car, she parked in the back, any of that?
No.
How long did you stay on this case? What was your final time until the conclusion of your participation in investigating this case?
Be from early March 2017. I think till the end was perhaps sometime in 2019.
And then on page 4 of People's 171, let me just let it clear for a second. This map has a Rouse indicated on it, and what markings are depicted on that?
So on this map here, again, it's black arrows from Monica showing her route to the target. And then there's red arrows returning back from the target and to the routes. And then after the routes, the red arrows depicting her route back to the house.
This particular map showing the streets as opposed to in the parking lot, is that consistent with the evidence that you had on the route that she traveled to the route and to the target?
Yes.
And then finally, page 6. Again, is that the Ralph's location?
Yes.
And what did you ask her in regards to Ralph's?
This is her arrow in red coming back from the target and parking in this area that she circled in the back parking lot of the Ralph's.
And it's real faint. There is a circle on the left side of the building entitled with the blue icon around. So the parking lot, there's a faint black circle around part of the parking lot. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, after reviewing videos of the Ralph's, or did you review those videos of the Ralph's parking lot?
Yes.
And where she indicated she parked at the Ralph's, was that consistent with what she drew on the map?
Yes.
So out of all the maps we showed you and she drew on, the only part that was inconsistent then was the part in the Target parking lot?
Correct.
During the interview also, if I may mark 1, 2, 3. 11 pages, and it's photographs of jewelry, color copies. If I may mark this as
172.
172. Again, during the interview on May 18th, 2017, you were showing her photographs of jewelry, asking her if she recognized any of it. Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you explain again why you did that?
Yes. I did that because it just bolstered the ruse that we were in fact investigating burglaries.
And these photographs, I'll put on page 1 here,